And I don't want to keep you because we said 5:30, but if you have a quick question, we could take it. You have any questions? Yes, sir.
How do you go about getting the string quartet?
I'm sorry.
How do you go about getting the string quartet from synthesized format to live musicians so you can hear it rehearsed in front of you?
Well,
as composer?
as I said, there is a string quartet that's looking at it right now. I mean, I guess you could, Henry has more experience with that than I do. I mean, you could assemble musicians, but in my experience, you're better off finding people who work, even if they're not famous, they're used to playing as a quartet.
Yeah, obviously, you can find it's like anything. Obviously, players who play together are gonna do better than just finding, pick up, that sounds so bad, freelance players. So, no, I mean, it's very, the whole politics of music performance, it's actually one of the things that I don't like about being a musician.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. I mean, one thing that I really envy writers or painters is, they did it, it's done, that's
exactly.
it.
You don't have to go. And by the way, that's one thing I enjoy about being a jazz musician is when Kenny is also a terrific pianist and could be performing his own stuff, but if it's for solo piano. But obviously, when you're writing for orchestra,
Politics.
as great as Henry is, he can't do that all by himself.
No, yeah, it's politics.
So,
The politics of
yeah.
performance is very complicated.
It does. And it's very competitive.
Very competitive. Okay.
Henry, how would you describe your music? Are you atonal, tonal? I see you got different titles that kind of programmatic.
No, my stuff tends to be mostly on the tonal side with,
Okay.
with occasional excursions into more modern territory, but I like to think of it as adventurously tonal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alex?
And Ralph has a doctorate in composition, did I tell you?
No, I did not know that, but I'm not surprised.
He's too humble.
I mean, given the work that I've seen him do so
Okay.
far, I'm not surprised. Yeah.
Very humble.
Alex?
More practical question.
Yeah.
The answer just, I wish John was here, but from a financially making a living standpoint, what would you guys say that you do it the most of your making of a living?
Well, it's mostly for the salary.
Rutgers University.
Mostly for the salary.
Yes.
But the thing people don't understand is a full-time salary. If you're full-time at a university, your salary is for teaching and professional work.
Right.
It's not just for teaching. If we didn't do the professional work, we'd be on our.
In other words, we have these jobs for the work that we
That's
do.
considered part of the job.
It-
They consider they're paying
it-
us for our time to get these things done.
At a research university like this, roughly, they consider essentially our professional work 80% of what we do.
Okay.
About roughly 75,
And
80%.
they do ask you to send in, they have a form that you're constantly filling out forms, what are you working on now? They want to know, but it's funny, it's like they have their own, they understand, for example, if someone's a physicist and he said, I'm working on the follow-up to E equals MC squared, they don't say, well, that's not 500 pages long. They understand that certain things take longer and so forth and so on, but as long as you're working on stuff. A lot of the most important medical research and scientific research comes out of universities. They treat the music people the same way.
Sure. I mean, look at medical research where sometimes somebody gets a Nobel Prize for something that came out 20 years ago because its importance is only realized,
That's true.
20 years later on this breakthrough on cancer drug or something like
But
that.
that doesn't mean you can't make any money.
Oh, no.
I was about to say, seeing as this is the only program of this nature in the world, it's kind of not very many job openings.
Yeah, this is the only jazz history degree. That's true.
Right, so.
No, obviously, if you're interested in academic position, mostly you have to think about future PhD. But if you're interested in jazz, this is the place to be first. Okay, well, thank you.